This is Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist. This is lesson 3 in my series for the fretting hand. We're going to learn to play some 2 major scales. Each scale is 2 octaves long, and they are movable scales. So you'll want to get the sheet music for this off the website there. It's looks like this. And let's dive right in on the G major scale. Now this scale is played in the second position, which means my first finger's over on the 2nd fret, and my 3rd finger's kind of, or my thumb's kind of right behind the middle between the 2nd and 3rd frets here. And again, remembering to keep space between the palm of the hand and the guitar. In fact, in this one here, I moved that. In this one, you can actually see the white of the door right down there. Yeah, you can see how there's space there. I'm not hugging the neck. Okay, so we're going to start with the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Play that note. That's the G. That's the root of the chord. And then the 4th finger plays the 5th fret, which is the note A. We're still on and then we change strings, and you can tell what string you're on. If you look down in the tablature, you can see that those first 2 notes were way down at the bottom on the 6th string. Also, you'll notice a little asterisk there as a reminder that when using fingers to play scales, it's customary to alternate IM, IM. That's in the classical world. You can do it any way you want. I don't care. So the first 2 notes are on the 6th string, the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. Then we're going to go to the 5th string. Your first finger is going to play on the 2nd fret, the note B. Then your 2nd finger is going to play the 3rd fret, which is the note C. And then your little finger is going to reach up and play the 5th fret, which is the note D. And we could have played that D on the open 4th string, just like we could have played the A earlier, preceding it, on the open 5th string. But this is a movable scale, so we're not using any open strings. So proceeding onward to the note E, we're going to go to the 3rd string now. And the 1st finger plays the 2nd fret. 3rd finger then plays an F sharp on the 4th fret. Now, F sharp is, we haven't really talked about sharps and flats yet, I don't think. It's between F, which is the 3rd fret, and G. In the musical scale, there's a note tucked in between there, and we call it either F sharp. It could also be called G flat. So a sharp means take it up a half a step. A flat, like a little B symbol, means take it down a half a step. So in this case, we're going to go a half step up from F to the F sharp. Okay, with the 3rd finger. And then the little finger, pinky, plays the 5th fret, the note G again. So this is our first octave, from the starting note G to this note. Those are the same notes, but they're an octave higher. La, la. Okay, then moving on, now we go to the 3rd string, and we play the A with our 1st finger on the 2nd fret, play the B with the 3rd finger on the 4th fret, and then a C with the 4th finger on the 5th fret. Now we're going to switch strings again to the 2nd string. Now we start, instead of starting with our 1st finger, we're going to start with our 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to play D. Little finger plays the 5th fret, that's the E. Now the 1st finger is going to get another F sharp here on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we're changing strings. And then we end with the 2nd finger playing a G. So that's our 2nd octave. From this So we have 3 octaves. three different Gs, 2 octaves in between, and 1 octave between the first one and 1 octave between the second one. So that's called a 2-octave major scale. And then we move down the same way. So you can practice that scale. Start it really, really slow. If I was using a metronome, I'd go maybe 6, tick, tick, tick. Start maybe at 60, or even slower. Tick, 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 and so forth. Try to keep your, remember to keep this, again, a reminder to keep the space between the palm and the neck, and keep those fingers up. And then remember, as you're starting, even in say the second and first strings, my wrist on my left hand is pretty straight. Actually, in this camera, the main camera, you can see as I get over to the 6th string, you can see how I bend my wrist to keep those fingers arched and high to try and help. I don't have quite a 90-degree from this final digit on my fingers to the fretboard, but pretty close. So, now the reason they're called movable scales is because you can take whatever note you're starting on. In this case, we're starting on G. They're on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. If I slide that up 2 frets to an A, I can use that same pattern. So I can use the same pattern. Now I have an A major scale, so I'm playing A major. If I go up 2 more frets, a B major. 1 more fret, a C major scale. And so forth. So whatever note I start on here on the bottom is the root of the chord, and I'm playing a scale in that key. So the next scale is C major scale. This time we're going to start on the 5th string. We're again in the 2nd position. We're starting with the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. That's the note C, then D, little finger, go switch strings. 1st finger plays the E. Now there's no F sharp in the key of C. It's the notes are all just the natural notes. F, and then the G would be the, oh wait, no, the F is the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. The G would be the 4th finger on the 5th fret. The A, change strings, 1st finger on the 2nd fret. Then 4th finger, no, 3rd finger plays the 4th fret. Hard to keep all this straight. And now we're going to have a shift. So what we learned last lesson will come in handy on this scale. There's no shift on the G scale, but on this one, we're going to go from the 3rd finger on the 4th fret to the 1st finger on the 5th fret. So you might want to practice that shift a little bit. And then we're going to put the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Then we're going to switch strings. My 1st finger is going to play the 5th fret of the 2nd string. My 2nd finger plays the 6th fret. My little finger is going to play the 8th fret. Then switch strings. 1st finger on the 5th fret. 3rd finger on the 7th fret, and 4th finger on the 8th fret. And then come down the same way. And then I have to shift from the note C here to the note B on the 3rd string. You'll see that shift in the bottom line. 1st finger down to 3rd finger. And then 1st finger, and then I change strings to the 4th string, 5th fret, fifth fret, third fret, second fret, and change to the fifth string, fifth fret, and third fret. So again, practice that scale nice and slow, and then bring it up to tempo. Get ready to shift. And you can practice some vibrato if you want, make it more interesting. And so forth. And again, this scale can be brought up the neck too. So if instead of starting on the second position, if I move up 2 frets to the 4th position, my little finger, or my second finger, is starting on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and that's the note D. So now I've got a D major scale. So you can take this scale up. I like to when I'm warming up, I usually play the C scale. And let's take it up a 1/2 step, just to get my fingers woke up in the morning. Now most of you will end up being faster guitar players than I am, because I have very slow fingers. I had dreams of being a classical virtuoso, but when I started a master's in performance degree after I got my classical guitar degree, I learned that I do not have the natural hand speed that it takes to play the speed required for virtuoso classical guitar repertoire. So I never turned out to be the guitar player I wanted to be. Hopefully I turned out to be the guitar player God wanted me to be. So that's my prayer. And that's a better end result anyway. Trying to think if there was anything more I wanted to include in this. The next lesson is trills. That's where we're going to start developing some muscles in your hands and teach you how to do hammer-ons and pull-offs properly. So get your scales down, and then I'll see you back on lesson 4 on trills. And we'll give your hands a real workout. That's all I have for this lesson. I pray God blesses your playing, and I wish you peace.